Righto. Hello, Thoroughbreds. Welcome back to another episode of Penalty Broncos. Britto here, coming to you from the Bandwagon Bar in Brisbane. We have Ringer Online representing the Western chapter, and we've got Langers up there representing the Northern chapter. We are the best Broncos podcast that we listen to, and we're here to give you our professional amateur opinions on the men, women, NRL in general, and a bit of tipping and a bit of betting. We've got a bit of chat about the girls, minor premiership wrapped up. We've got the first round of the finals into the grand final coming up. A little bit of chat maybe about some awards there, and then whatever the other lads want to bring up, really. But yeah, how about we do a bit of a catch up? Ringer, how you going, mate?
Britto, mate, good to be here today. Good to see the women get to the minor premiership. It's good to see some sort of Broncos lift and, taking the big lift for the fans and getting us some sort of win to chalk up. So, that was always good to see, mate. No, just been back out at home, mate. Busy as usual, getting shit to get done. We're about to start second round chasing cows, so you know what that involves from your old life. So, yeah, mate. No, it's been really good. Enjoyed the footy on the weekend. Got to watch a fair bit of it, so that was a nice change of pace. So, yeah, no, really enjoyed it, mate.
Yeah, good stuff. What about you, Langers, mate? What are you up to?
Oh, mate, just back in Collinsville again, believe it or not. I should just buy a house here, I reckon. It's be beneficial for me in the long run.
Just your postal address at this point.
Yeah, get a second family, move them in. Nah, yeah, same old shit for me, mate. Nothing's changed. Apologies for missing the episode last week. Elon just wouldn't come through for me, and he's only just scraping through tonight too. So hopefully it's it's going to upload okay.
Yeah, no, all good. Well,
we missed you, bro.
Yeah, it was a big lift. Fucking hell. All right, well, we'll kick into the review then. We'll get it done. That's the review, obviously, of round 9 game against the Dragons up there at Queensland Country Bank Stadium on Saturday. We have a crowd attendance number this week, 1,224, which is pretty poor, really. But anyway, it is what it is, and it is a growing game. So hopefully those numbers, will watch them grow as we grow. Half-time, Dragons 10 to the 20 for Broncos. Second half was 4 to 24 to the Broncos again for a 14 to 44 Broncos win. We had tries to Jada Ferguson, Shanae Sissoko got a double. Who we get there? Julia Robinson. Oh, Jada got a double. Julia Robinson got a double. Shanae got a double. And Melly and Chelsea chipped in there. And a big shout out to Maria Denman, 100% career goal kicking.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Pretty good.
Fire. Yeah, that one from the sideline there. I think,
yeah, good.
Yeah, that was great work. So, good on her. Shout out to her. Shout out to all the other girls as well for going the big lift. Once again, team effort. Really put the Dragons to the sword there. Langers, did you get to watch the game, mate?
I got to watch some of the game. I didn't get to watch the start, and I turned it on when it was 10-0 to the Dragons, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, this is not good. But no, I did get to watch some of it, not all of it. Sort of got interrupted with toddler and all that sort of stuff, so didn't get to just sit down and really sort of get eyes on it. But no, I still had a pretty good watch of it. But no, first and foremost, got to be congratulations to the women, minor premiers.
Yeah,
fucking amazing. The degenerate in me would love to know what they were paying when the minor premiers at the end of round 2, when they were 0 from 2. Holy, they would have been paying all right. And the Knights, Sharks, they were killing it. Broncos would have been paying all right back then. But you miss what you don't put on, I guess. When it was sort of 10, I didn't realise I had to watch the highlights, but Robinson, she had a try denied, had a, she was basically over, and then the fullback came through, Berry, I think her last name, Berry?
Yep.
Came and knocked it out of her hands, and I think she did that twice in that game. So Robinson probably would have had 4 tries if it wasn't for Berry's just sort of spoiling the party a little bit. So, but no, we'll go through the list that we've got here. Ferguson try, good dummy half run. Love to see that.
Yeah.
And the run before that, she sort of set up her own try. Like they got that penalty, quick tap the ball, little run around, made some good meters, and then straight over. So I thought that was just really good sort of individual sort of work. Really, I think that was really, really good. Then Sissola's first try, that just came up from nothing, didn't it? It was sort of like a failed kick from Ali, and then sort of nothing happened, and then she just got the ball and did a little hey, and then just it was awesome. So that's always good that it's your team that scores from nothing basically, and doesn't it just shit you when it's your team that's getting scored against, and you're just like, how the fuck did that just happen? So no, that was good. Her second try, just schmozzle of a try, right? That was just hands and bodies just fucking going everywhere. So that was once again, just luck, awesome when it's your team when that happens too. And doesn't that just boil your fucking blood when it's your team that you get scored against? So, no, it's good that it's finally some things are coming our way, which is good to see. Robertson's try, her first try, that was really good. I like that one. I did notice that she made a few errors in that game that it wasn't highlighted in the not that errors are obviously highlighted in the highlights, but I still would have thought that there would have been some sort of errors sort of in there. But no, there was nothing. But watching the game live, I did sort of notice that Robinson was having a few sort of errors in her game. Do you have her stat, Britto?
Mate, I thought when I was watching the game, I thought, she's carried her errors over from the previous game, and I was like, she's in a bit of a form slump here or something like that. Going through the stats for her, she killed it. Once again, she's the most run meters. She made 224 meters, most post contact 64 meters. She had 4 line breaks. But at the start she did do a bit slow. But that first try of hers, I think that was like her getting herself back into the game, because that was a brilliant bit of work.
Nerves sort of get into the rhythm of things. Yeah,
I think she was a bit pissed off too. She sort of
I think Berry sort of spoiling the party for her first try, and then finally getting one sort of on the board. Probably would have relaxed her a little bit. But no, it was obviously always good for Robinson. She's fast becoming the Tamika Upton of anytime try score a little punts. Hey.
Beautiful.
She's
just
up.
rock back on it.
Right, what else we got here? Malay's try, just good support work from her. Gail made that little sort of break and then passed the ball over to Malay, which is always good. Support work pays off. Then
that was a hell of a ball too from Gail.
Hell of a ball.
So
hell
good,
of a
right?
Ball.
Very good. That's a good try assist for Gail. Lenarduzzi going over again, with the dummy.
What a doozy.
What a doozy.
Hey, did you... I don't know if we brought this up last week, but Tim, she was a national shot put champion.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
What? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And, I'd believe it.
That's
she...
Get out of my fucking way.
But that's just a little info on there for that. But
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, we've got a few more. What else we got? And it was sort of just a runaway from that point on, wasn't it? After sort of Malay came in, then Lenarduzzi went in, Robinson went in for a second try. What happened? Run it on the last. Yeah, there was a little note there. So they ran Robinson's second try, ran it on the fifth. Probably could have kicked, but decided to run. So that's good that you have that sort of confidence, I guess. You're growing confidence leading into the finals. It's always good to be like, hey, let's run it on the fifth. Let's see what happens, sort of thing. So I thought that was good. Ferguson's second try, I think she did a really good game. I think Ferguson, she was I think she had a fucking blinder, to be honest. And then right at the end, Malay dropping it to stop them going 50 to 14 in the end. That was good. But there you go. But whatever. It's all fun and games. She was obviously disappointed in it, but it's all the funny side of things, which is good. So
Definitely was a funny bit because it was 44. They were 44 up, so
yeah, that's it. Yeah, 30 points in front with like a minute to go. Just sort of run it in. But no, it was a good game. It was it was good to watch him come back after turning it on to 10-0 and thinking what's going on here, sort of thing. So no, it was it's a good result. Good result.
What about you, Ringer, mate?
Yeah, Lang has really summed that up very well, very in depth. Only thing, like, I was the same. Like, I'm a bit worried about the slow starts for us, like, especially when we come into the finals and if we do make it to the GF. Like, I don't think we can let a team like the Knights or the Roosters or the Sharks, get 10 or 12 or 14 up before we decide to start playing footy. But obviously that'll be something they're looking at, no doubt about it. But it's just something that we need to look at. I think, and Julia was out of sorts early in that game. I don't know what was going on, but the first try by, I think it's Jayla Hunt, that was just a great ball that floated over the top, got her on the outside, and she sped to the line. But the thing I think, which was a turning point for us, was when they tried the same play again, and Julia Robertson actually got her and put her feet into touch before she got the ball down. Like, she chased her down and really sort of, like, she wasn't letting it happen again. And I really think that sort of got her confidence back up, because it wasn't that long after that she absolutely rampaged up that touchline, cut back inside. And there's a bit of a clip there of I think it's the 14, the little utility for the Dragons. Absolutely going, fuck this, when she ran it. It was like, no fucking way am I getting down and putting my shoulder into this contact. So, it was a... I think that try saver really pulled her head into the game and went, righto, we're going to fucking turn around now. And honestly, once we get momentum, we're almost unstoppable. We're so strong, we're so quick. We get quick play the balls from Bree Clark, Keely Joseph, and like we said, Ferguson up the middle, coming off the back of that with that quick, once we get that quick play the ball speed, we're honestly unstoppable. We pretty much went that whole game without really linking Gale and Hayley Maddock on those sweep plays that we were only talking about last week. So, we've still got that in the duffel bag, which must be terrifying to teams that come up. But yeah, once we get on a roll, it just seems to be shot. Like, Keely will take a run, get an insane quick play of the ball. It'll either be Leonard Doozy or Brianna Clark that'll be coming off the back of that. Next thing, we're making 15 to 20 metres per play just because we've got them on the back foot. And then, it must be terrifying because you've got Ali Brigginshaw and Gail Broughton, probably the best two ball players and, game readers at the moment that know they have all these weapons outside, and they just start shifting it, and then, it sort of gets, once we get that sort of, I think that fitter, faster, stronger mentality, once they start getting over the top of the teams, it's like they go up another gear going, right, we've got the foot in the throat, let's absolutely bury them. So, it's pretty incredible, actually, once they get going. Like, it's almost like Panther or Storm-esque. Once they get rolling, you go, oh, shit. We're in, like, if you're playing them, I can imagine the Dragons fans being not at all comfortable, even when they're, 10 to 4 up. And once we started rolling, you'd be like, oh, shit, we're in real trouble here. Couple of shout-outs, mate. I thought off the bench, Fida Lafelle, she had 115 metres and 50 post contacts off the bench. Also 10 tackles, 0 miss. Like, that's a good effort in a game like that. Like, it's good to see these players coming off the bench and really make an impact. Once again, the apple on my eye, Keely Joseph, 135 metres, 63 post contact, 28 tackles, 0 misses, mate. She is incredible.
Weapon. Yeah.
Absolute weapon. So, yeah, it was great to see him. That'll give him a lot of confidence going into this week 1 Sharks game. So, hopefully they can pick up where they left off and bury them.
Yeah. it really does seem like they'll stick in the grind with you until you flinch.
Yeah.
And once you flinch, that's it. And like every team kind of needs to, we do make errors and we make a lot of them, and the other team needs to capitalize, because as soon as that team makes an error, we sort of pounce on it. So I was trying to keep it touch for touch. Like when they made an error, what do we do? And it was almost like try time. Like all we were having a crack at the line after every error sort of thing. So it's incredible what they're doing at the moment, which is awesome to see. And to be fair, Sharks are probably the best that we could play to get into the GF. Really, like let the Roosters and Knights knock one of them out, and most likely I think it'll be the Roosters that go through. And then we'll be, hopefully we're there waiting for them, and it'll be a great game. So, I'll hit you with a couple of stats here. For once, we actually won a lot of the stats, which was good. Interesting enough, the completion rate was exactly the same at 64%.
Yeah, they're still.
How we can put 44 on a team at a 64% completion rate still baffles me, but hopefully we can sort of tidy that up, even get it into the high, mid 70s even. Would be good. But the big ones that I do want to talk about were the line breaks, which was 3 to the Dragons and 13 to us. And then tackle breaks, as you would expect with a stat like the line breaks. Tackle breaks was 13 to the Dragons and 58 to us. And, like you said, Langers, Julia going for that first try, how many tackle breaks were in that one? That was about 5.
Exactly.
Oh, so good.
So, it was really... And like we also said, Matic kind of had a quiet game. Still came up with 3 line break assists, still came up with a try assist. So, hopefully a green and gold jersey is just around the corner for her.
Cool.
Effective tackles, we smashed it, 90.95%, compared to 77.43 from the Dragons. Your little stat about the dummies. She was a bit lopsided this game.
Was
29 to 8 to the Dragons. I guess though, when you're breaking tackles and line breaks, you don't really need the dummy, do you? If you
and I think that's what started happening too. Like once we get on a roll, it was beating them up through the middle and making all those meters, and they didn't have to dummy at a set defensive line. They would just draw, pass, and get us through. Like we didn't have to create much once we got on that roll. But it is an interesting stat that we got like towed up in the dummy passes where we've been like annihilating teams for the last month.
That's it. Errors and handling. So the Dragons went 10 errors and 10 handling errors, and we went 14 and 11. Poor old Julia, she had 7 of those, so she had 4 errors and 3 handling errors. I think one of those handling errors was when she went to go for the intercept, and that was early on. So I think it was the try that got past her, and then that kind of probably rattled her a little bit, and then slowly she clicked back in the game. But it's good to see that she didn't give up, kept her head up, and whatnot. So
she's an absolute beast.
And then so I'll get to like the sort of the individual stuff. Keely Joseph, like you said, 28 tackles topped for the Broncos. Sinead Lindell, 31 for the Dragons. Julia, 224 metres, most run metres, with Alexis for the Dragons doing 155. And then Kimberly Hunt with 2 for the Dragons for the line breaks, and Julia with the 4. Gail Broughton was the quickest with the play the ball, 2.98 seconds. Interesting enough, Ali didn't score a play the ball time because she never got tackled. She had 5 runs, and I found out later on that she actually had a sternum complaint. So she had the dislocated finger the weekend before, and then she had a bit of a sternum complaint. So she was a bit quiet, which I did pick up on, but hopefully she's all right this weekend. She has been named. Offloads, Chelsea Lenarduzzi had 2. Like I said before, post-contact queen was Julia with 64. Keely Joseph very closely with 63, I think it was. That got updated. And then Lafayette, like you said, 50 metres. That's the That's the third week in a row she's been in the top 3 for post contact off the
There you
bench.
go.
So
Wow.
she's been putting it in. And then with the defence, Keely obviously up there, 0 missed. She had 4 ineffective. Ali had 18 tackles with 0 missed, 100%
Yeah.
tackle efficiency. And then Brianna Clark scored 90% with 20 and 1 missed, and Jada had 95% with 19 and 1 missed. The people who had the worst were actually Julia, Haley, and Gail, but like they were bad because they had very low tackle counts but ineffective tackles as well.
Yeah.
Getting busy in amongst there, so it wasn't like they were missing 7 tackles or anything.
No,
like that. They were
no.
still solid. So, but yeah, it was a beautiful team effort again. Errors we went over. Melly had 2, Ali had 3, but Keely, Maria, Destiny, Lauren had 1 handling error and 1 error each, and then the rest of the team had 0 errors.
Yeah.
So it was solid. Shout out to Lauren Dam as well.
Mm.
Didn't have to play like Stacey. Obviously, we're not looking to get someone in like Stacey, but she played just how she should and was perfect.
Yeah, she was very good. Very good.
Shout out to her. So, but overall, a great win. Anything else, lads, that you want to bring up about it?
No,
Real good.
No, I think it was it was a good game, good to see, good result, and bring on the finals.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, Ali had the sternum. She's being monitored this week, and Romy had a hip concern. She wasn't able to play that second half. She didn't come back out, but she has been named and she will be monitored moving forward onto it. So hopefully it's all right. In saying that, I believe we do have depth. So if it is in doubt, I doubt she'll play and she'll be fit for the grand final if we get through. So that'll be the go.
Well, yeah, hopefully it was just just giving her a bit of a rest, not running her out there in the second half, just giving her a bit more time off instead of wearing on it. So,
right, I will move on to the review of the upcoming game, week 1 of the finals. Obviously, with the girls only having the 10 teams, it's the top 4 straight through, 1v4, 2v3, and then on to the grand final from there. So this weekend we'll see the Broncos come up against the Sharks and the Roosters up against the Knights. We will be taking on the Sharkies at Totally Workwear Stadium this Sunday at 2:05 p.m. I do have tickets. I'll be going along. Interesting enough, and it was good to see when I went on the Ticketmaster to get the tickets, which were, by the way, 6 tickets for $36.
wow.
Yeah, 16. Anyone 16 years and younger gets in free with a paying adult.
Nice.
But it was good to see there was 5,000 people in front of me in the queue.
Nice.
The capacity of the stadium is only 3,500, so a lot of standing room only by the looks of it. That's all we got. We just got GA tickets, so we'll be on the hill. But yeah, we'll be there loud and proud, shouting on the girls. So Sharks actually went down to the Tigers in the last round, and they had for such a great season that they were rolling, they actually had a pretty terrible end. They went fast. They went down faster than I don't know if I can say that, but
we move on.
yeah, we move on. But no, they dropped to 4. So because of that loss, the Knights, it would have been the Knights that we had to play. And then because the Eels put up such a good fight as well, we ended up getting that minor premiership, which was sweet. And yeah, we marched into the finals with a 7-game win streak and the minor premiership. I'll read the team names out, and then I'll do a bit of a tale of the tape, and then I'll throw it over to you lads to give us your thoughts. So fullback, we got Hayley Maddock up against Emma Tonagato. We've got Julia Robinson on the wing against Casey Staples. Melly Hafunga up against Tiana Penatani, their captain. Shanae Sissoko up against Anessa Biddle. Lauren Dam has been named as the wing there again, up against Georgia Ravix. Gail Broughton in the 5'8", up against Georgia Hanaway. Ali Brigginshaw, our captain, up against Taylor Preston in the halves. Brianna Clark for prop. Ellie up against Ellie Johnson. formidable Ellie Johnson. Jada Ferguson and Quincy Dodd are in the dummy half role. Aneta Claudia Nualusa up against Tegan Dymock, and another prop. Maria Denman up against Talia Holmes. Romy Tizell has been named on the run-on side up against Rhiannon Byers. Keely Joseph at lock up against Brooke Anderson. The interchange for the Broncos is Destiny Brill, Chelsea Lenarduzzi, Lavinia Gould, Tafita Lafeli. And they'll be going up against the Sharks bench of Filomeno Hanesi, Chloe Saunders, Vanessa Falaki, and then Manalita Takapulutu, I think it is, Potulu. And then on the reserves, on the extended bench, we've got Skylar Adams, Tasman Rapana, Jasmine Fogavini, Ashley Werner, and Bree Spreadbar. So we do actually have a fair bit of depth there. Obviously, Skylar Adams can come in for Ali if her surname is no good. And then we've got Tasman Ravana, Jasmine Fogavini, Ashley Werner, and Bree Spreadbar can all come in for Romy if needed. So, tail of the tape. Obviously, we are in first. The Sharks finished fourth. Head-to-head, we've won the 2 out of the 2 games that have been played. Completion rate, though, they kind of get us with 76% up against our 71. Tackle efficiency, they've got us again at 87.9 up against our 85.9. Wins this season, and this is what I mean about how bad it fell off. They were undefeated. They ended up with a 67% win rate against our 78%. Yeah. So, it really did fall off in the last 3 rounds there. We are undefeated at Totally Workwear Stadium, and the Sharkies are yet to play there. So we really do have a massive advantage going into this game. And hopefully with a full crowd there, we can make it a bit loud. So we last met, obviously, in round 8, where it was a 20-16 win. We probably played our worst winning game against them. 46% possession, completion rate of 67%, and a tackle efficiency of 86.14. So, we've obviously, or hopefully, we've learnt from that, and I expect us to grind out a win. I think it'll be a good game. Straight into the finals, we'll be most likely coming up against the Roosters, which will be an absolute classic match. Yeah. Thoughts, Ringer?
Yeah, Britto. It's really a tale of 2 paths to the finals, isn't it? Like, Bronx started the season shockingly, and everyone was scratching their head going, sorry, what the fuck's going on here? Sharks jumped out of the gates, hit the ground running, and, really surprised everyone, really, with their start to the season, like taking down teams as on their way to the top. But it's pretty obvious they haven't recovered from that Roosters 40-0 fucking thrashing. Yeah. And on top of that, so they had the 40-0 thrashing from the Roosters, and then we beat them in literally the last play of the game when we played them. That's 2 demoralising losses in a row. They did not look great against the Tigers, who are a new franchise. So all signs point to the Sharks being on a bit of a slide, which terrifies me. Because final footy, as we know, is a completely different beast. I think the girls get it done, but I would be, if I was Scotty Prince, I would be bashing it into their brains that we cannot take this lightly, because they will be out to upset the party. So, it's just 2 different lines of form coming into this, and it'll be very interesting. I think the first 20 minutes will tell you what's going to happen, mate. If we are going with them for that first 20, then you know what we can do in the back half of the game. So, I think the girls will get there.
Yeah. What about you, Langers, mate? What are you looking at?
No, I'm with Ringer, to be honest. 2 very different starts to the season. I think the Sharks sort of surprised everyone when they beat the Knights. It was like, well, hold on here. Like, what's Knights are supposed to be, the Panthers of the NRLW sort of thing, and then the Sharks just, and then they just keep winning sort of thing. And definitely didn't see this sort of slide from the Sharks, but yeah, like some people see it as an advantage for us, and some people don't see it as an advantage. Sort of get a dog backed up against the corner, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, like who knows? But obviously, you want the Broncos to win. They have all the advantages that they can get to win, like you just sort of pointed out, Britto. So, no, it feels like it's the Broncos' game to lose, sort of thing.
Yeah.
When a couple of weeks ago that was pretty wild sort of chat to throw out when you think Broncos are going to versus the Sharks in the finals and it's the Broncos' game to lose. Like it's a pretty wild sort of stat to throw out a month ago, 5 weeks ago, but yeah, now it's that's just sort of how it's sort of shaping up. So hopefully everybody's fit and ready to roll, and yeah, just going to be an absolute bloodbath, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully old Chelsea Leonard Doozy gets another meat pie, mate.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Make
mate.
me happy. All right, no worries then. Well, I think we're all got our predictions in, or 30 plus on that one. We'll move on to a bit of general league chat. I just want to shout out. They had the QRL awards last week before that game. So shout out to Jada Ferguson, hooker of the year for the BMD Premiership Team of the Year, which was good of her. Bridget Hoy also picked up the most tries. She's signed to the Broncos, and she picked up the Murray Hurst Educational Award as well. So, yeah, good little haul. Chelsea picked up the Prop of the Year.
Yep.
So that was good. And then we had our cut king Corey Pakes. He picked up the hooker for the men's Host Plus Team of the Year. Ethan Quaward. I don't know if any of you guys have seen him play in the NFL before, but yeah, he picked up center. Which was good. So, and the assistant coach, Daryl Van der Velde, BMD Premiership Coach of the Year, went to Meg Ward. So that was good. So we can see why we got a winning formula down there. You guys got any other general league chat you want to talk about? Nothing like a bit of controversy on the nose happening down at the Bulldogs there or something like that?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that, obviously. But, it was a pretty ordinary football, actually, for sudden death. Except for, the Roosters were very good, weren't they? I thought.
Yeah, they had JWH spirit going on there.
It was full on, and Teddy was at his best. They got through that game pretty easily, untouched and unhurt, so it's going to make a good game for the Storm.
Yeah.
The other game, Cows shit the bed. Trindle and Rudolph had an absolute game of their lives, but unfortunately for the Sharks, I wouldn't be surprised if that's their grand final. Those two, unless, there's still a lot of great players in that team that could have, but Trindle and Rudolph literally had the game of their lives that night, and sometimes that points to, teams putting everything into that game, and they got to go against the Premiership favourites and probably the best team of the last 4 decades in Penrith. So whether they can get themselves up again for that, but Trindle and Rudolph, mate, they were incredible. It was good to see. Cowboys did shit the bed though. When they decided to play football and held the ball, they almost looked untouchable at times. The Cowboys. Val Holmes was brilliant. It was obviously unfortunate to see him and Felty go off in their last game for the club. Even though they're the Cowboys, they're still club legends. Cole Felt's just a legend of Queensland Rugby League, isn't he? He hasn't played. He played a couple of Origins, but I mean, he's just a great. Seems to be a good bloke and always does the job out there. Val Holmes, we've seen what he does in the maroon jumper, mate. He doesn't matter what happens at Clubland, you put that maroon jumper on him, he just turns into an absolute Superman. So it was a bit unfortunate to see that, but yeah, I think the Cows did it to themselves, mate. They sort of didn't wear the pressure that the Sharks put on them. They sort of capitulated a bit in defence, and then they left themselves too much to do. But once they decided to play football, they almost looked unstoppable. So that's been a bit, I think, representative of their entire year, really. So probably fair the way it went out. And once again, I think we get the top 4 into the prelim. So
Yep.
it's very important to finish in that top 4.
Yeah, that's it. What about you, Langers, mate? You got any chat you want to bring up?
No, not really. Just sort of touching on the finals. I don't know. I feel like in other years, the final series was maybe a little bit more like excite. Like I don't know if exciting is the right word, but like a bit more on the edge of your seat. You know, you're looking at the teams now, and you're like, Storm Panthers final. You know, like it's been written on the wall for fucking weeks, and you hope it doesn't happen, but it's gonna happen. Like it's just like hopefully someone will give one of them a run. Hopefully the Sharks or the Roosters will pull something out, but I mean, you don't really see it happening. So it's just like it's obviously disappointing not having the Broncos in the finals, but I just thought like this year it's sort of I don't know, it just sort of hasn't really hit the mark, I guess. If that's a thing.
Yeah, I think the 2 games that you could probably talk about with that was the Knights versus Cowboys, because that was like sudden death. They had that energy about them, and then you went over to the Bulldogs versus Manly. That was if all the games are played like that. Like you're laughing. Yeah. You had those 2 games, and then it's basically like Rugby League Guru saying it's just whoever's playing for the fist bowl at this point. And the Sharkies and the Roosters have won the right to go through and get fisted by the Storm and the Panthers. So.
That's
I think
exactly
what could be happening too, though, is that, like you said, I agree with you 100%. Once Sam Walker got hurt from the Roosters, it took that third wild card option out, where the Roosters, like look at their team. Obviously, the salary sombrero, they could have done anything, like if they had their halfback. And they still could, like they could put a really good game on against the Storm. But what I think it's setting us up for is the little bit of lull in the finals could lead to one of the best grand finals we'll ever see. Yeah. So that might be like the cream on the end of the pudding, that we get from the bit of a lackluster week we've had this week. Yeah. We're going to see the heavyweights, and we'll see how much they want to flex their muscles this week. And if they do, the grand final's going to be probably one of the better ones. It's probably going to be a clash of the Titans, sort of a, Man City versus Man United sort of a clash, like huge. So, I'm hoping anyway.
I think the Roosters Storm game could be the potential for the upset. Yeah. I think the Cleary, duo of Ivan and Nathan they've got the Sharks, and they'll just do what they need to do to get through and put them on ice and whatnot. But I don't know, Trindle might have something to say about that. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hope they do. Can you imagine if it's a Sharks Roosters grand final? That would blow every man away.
I'd be happy with that. As long, if the Panthers aren't in the final, I'm happy. To be honest.
Me too.
Well,
don't give them a chance.
Then I will feel sorry for the Sharks, because JWH Keary's last year. Mate.
He's going out
He's going out with a bang. What are you going to do? Suspend me?
He's killing someone on the field.
Someone will die.
Yeah. Who do I not want in the Aussie team?
I've got a quick little general chat question for you.
Go.
Braden Trindle, right? So he's going to the open market November 1. Joey Johns has just come out the other day and said he's worth, I think he said like 800-900 grand. Gave Trindle the old big fucking blow up the arse. What do you reckon he's going to get, and where do you reckon he's going to go?
Well, okay, so because I'm a nerd, I did my little maths on the spreadsheet the other day. 800 to 900 in the new salary cap is around about is around about 700 in the old.
Okay.
So I'll agree with Uncle Joey there. I think he probably is worth about 700, and I'd like to target him and Britton Nickera to come to the Broncos.
True. You reckon Trindle's a long-term player though?
I don't know. I know he had his episode this year he waited in the wings for Moylan to move on. He's just sitting there waiting. Finally gets his first grade spot and then just goes and nearly fucking dusts it. Literally dusts it. On the roads, nearly fucked that over. And then Atkinson comes in and plays premium sort of footy. I don't know. Like, I think he is. Like, he's got that energy. He's the unassuming. That's what I like about him. He's very unassuming looking. He's not your standard footy player. He's like your Cameron Smith. It's just he's like your, I don't know, is he this generation's Piggy, sort of thing, like that sort of lad. But like I'd like to see if we could, everyone online is always talking, we can't sign someone. We got Cody Black. We're like, hang on, the dude's not even old enough to drink yet, and you're like, no, we'll leave the spot for him. It's only a year away, really. And then Britto Nicola, he's the right age, he's the right price. We need that kind of hard runner to put the wind up the other two that we've got running on there. And I'm not saying that we have to get rid of one of the other two. They can still come off the bench. But that's my little answer there for you, mate. I don't know if Brendan's got something to add.
Salary cap might disagree with you there, Tommy, if we get Trindle and Nicola. But I like the shout. I think the Sharks would be absolutely mad to let him go.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's put himself in a position now, going to the open market, where he's like, I'm going to the open market, so you bastards have to up your game because
you have to pay up.
I think they'd be mad. I know they've got that other kid there, that Atkinson, but
he's a fullback, really.
Yeah, and he's only a child too, so
yeah.
I tell you what, who should be probably having a red hot crack is you pair him with Katoa at the Dolphins. Ooh. Like, Katoa's such a slow, not slow, but I mean like a measured, calculating sort of a player that has like that game control, got that sort of good kicking game. He's got the head on his shoulders to do that. You put a dynamic player in amongst Herbie Farnworth and those sort of outside backs that they're starting to amass there at the Dolphins. I noticed Tessinu actually won the players of the match for the grand final in the Host Plus Cup. Yeah. So, I think that's a team that could really have a red-hot crack. They didn't get their marquee signings early on. They've added Flagler and Herbie, but they're, losing Ewan Aiken. So there's got to be a little bit of cash there somewhere. I think if it was me, that'd be almost a perfect place for him to land. He would be a crowd keeper, and he'd get the crowd coming in. He's got, like you said, Tom, he's unassuming, but he's almost like that Owen Craigie 90s vibes, where it's just like all the talent in the fucking world. If we can milk this out of him, we're going to have one of the best players in the game. Yep. And then I think pairing him with someone like a Katoa could probably be that one thing to unlock him. But I think as for the Bronx, I'd love to see Nicola, but I think it come out that we just signed Reese on a $5 million 5-year deal, so I think our cash is tied up. But once again, like you said, it's a $850-900 signing in the new cap. So
I actually like that deal.
It's a great deal, and I'm so glad he done it.
Because
made me happy in my pants. But I think they're sort of they're going to keep their powder dry for another 12 months before they do any more signing. But how many clubs are going to come for Brent Nicola? Oh my God.
I don't know. It might be surprising if they do keep their powder dry over the off-season here. I think we might hear an announcement or two. I feel like they're getting rid of enough that they can do that. We got rid of Saylor, we got rid of Hetherington. Apparently, he's going to the Tigers. Corey Pakes is potentially signed with the Raiders. Corey Oates is retired. We don't know what's going on with Martin Tapua. So very well could be a signing in the off season. So
believe me, I would froth a Britto Nicola to get in amongst and teach our young second rowers how to be second rowers.
Yep.
especially with involvement and line running. Oh, can you imagine having someone like Britton there to blood Kobe Black into that role, to have a protector and a line runner like that to introduce you into first grade? Like, thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck running at Kobe.
Yeah.
About the Reece signing, Langers, what's your thoughts, mate? Are you happy with it? You think it's a good deal? Did we get away with it?
For what? Re-signing for what?
For Reece Walsh. Did you hear about it?
Sorry. I was like, fucking what?
Throw him.
The Broncos would be mad to not have Reece. You know, like the money that he would be pouring into the club by merch sales, ticket increases. You know, suddenly every daughter wants to go and see the Broncos now for some weird reason, sort of thing. So, look, he's a young bloke. He's got plenty of talent, future ahead of him. You'd be mad not to. His game style is frustrating at times. He is riddled with errors, that man. But the brilliance that he creates out of nothing, you know, that's where the money lies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So,
true that.
No, like, I'm still glad he's with the Broncos. And yeah, I think he's going to command a lot of money on the open market if he did go. So, you know, I think it's pretty fitting for a bloke like that in his stage of his career with the pizzazz that the man has. So yeah, good on him.
And I think too, like looking at the Broncos over our whole journey as a club, we've always had a player like this.
Yeah.
In it's like in the early years, like we had Glenn Lazarus come up, you know, and he was the player that's shored up the middle. But in that same team, we had Alfie and Steve Renoff. You know, fast forward to our other dominant years, we had Petro and Shane Webke with Darren Lockyer. And so now, if we can move into a period where we've got Paddy Carrigan, Payne Haas, and Reece Walsh all playing together, that, you know, that could be the start of our next dynasty, we hope.
Okay, so as you know, Penalty Broncos podcast that we are, obviously we're Broncos first, and then second, straight after that, is shitting on the Cowboys. So without further ado, we'll flick it over to the Gronk.
Remember when we started this, and we all sort of made a bit of a conscious effort to say that, well, A, we don't really want to slag off any of the boys, and B, that before you do have a go at someone playing first grade, you sort of really got to fucking check yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, fuckhead, what have you done? What have you done in rugby league? And the answer generally, for all of us, is fuck all. Played a few years of bush footy and was pretty bang up ordinary at it. Shadow Winton Devils. So, when I say Scotty Drinkwater is not giving 100% when it comes to defence, I don't think that's too outlandish of a statement. He dead set looks like fucking me out there. He's not putting his... It's like he's got two fuck shoulders or something. He refuses to use them. And it just breaks my heart watching Ruben, Tommy Dearden out there. They're fucking tackling their dicks off all game, chasing everything. Ruben's even tackling cunts after they've kicked it. And then they look back, last line of defence, and they fucking know. They know that he's not going to have a crack. So it's basically guaranteed a try. But anyway, something to work on for 2025, baby. Let's go, bye.
R.I.P. to his fucking Chewy, eh? He gives that kind of hell of a working over. For fuck's sake.
What a fizzler.
I look like a fucking crack addict, fucking going hard.
Yeah, is that nicotine gum?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys associate nicotine gum for after your loss.
Oh, I tell you what, though, old Scotty Drinkwater's got the shoulders of a snake, though. He isn't wrong there.
Oh, mate, it is. He is right when you see, like, you wonder how, like, he dead right about, like, Reuben Cotter. Reuben Cotter's, he'd tackle a fucking referee if he got close to the ball. Like, he's such an animal. And it's been all year. The Gronks actually sent me a fair few little screen recordings of Scotty having an absolute bitch of a fucking effort. And, it's probably not good enough. And I think actually that was one of the biggest turning points of that game on the weekend when they made all those meters up the field and Scotty Drink gets the ball from the fucking hooker and goes, fucking see ya, with a 30-metre cutout that went about 8 metres forward. And you're like, why the fuck was that the option? Like, calm down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't worry. He's still got the potential to be, like, Scotty could be the Australian fullback if he comes good. He is that good.
If he doesn't need to defend, his attack is on point.
But he is so good, but shit's got to happen for him. But yeah, I can feel the poor old Gronk. But yeah, that poor old Chewy, mate. It's fucking get another one, you tight bastard.
He's on day 5 of that bad boy. You know that.
Yeah. Rolling around like a gidgee stone in his fucking.
Oh, what do you reckon, Langus?
Yeah. R.I.P. to that gum. I think he's right. I think he's yet to be wrong in any of his videos. The Gronk, to be fair, he's straight talker. I love it. But it wasn't obviously good defence by the Cowboys, getting fucking pumped, especially in that first half. That was rough to watch, but also good to watch, depending on where you sit.
They are lucky they didn't get Ruben in the bin there. They got that penalty try, which kind of saved them probably, 18 points extra.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it was a telling sign when you seen Cotter have a go at Drinky, and Drinky kind of just elbowed him off and ignored him. And I was like, well, that's it right there. There'll be a bit of a review going on, sort of thing. So anyway, good to know we're not the only team in fucking Dire Straits.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to some extracurricular activities.
Beautiful.
After that note, so it's pretty dismal for me though. Langens, you're out in the clear, mate. You got a gap. You've broken the ringer. You've fucking moved on. So you and the Gronk were the only ones that got any tips right, and that was the Sharks. So you guys got the W. You're sitting on 9 wins now. Ringer's on 6, Gronk's on 6, and I'm on 2. So we'll have to come up with a different format so I actually get a nice share of the points next year, I reckon.
Still $100,000 for first, yeah?
I didn't tell Ringer that he chipped that in already.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Is that what that was?
So that's the go around for the men. So this weekend, lads, with the preliminary final going on, have you guys got your score and your tips ready?
Sure do.
Righto. Well, the Gronk's gone, and no surprise here that he's gone the favourites, but he's gone the Storm and the Panthers. What is interesting though is he's gone a 22-16 scoreline for the Storm and the Roosters. Oh. So only a converted try in it, he reckons. And then he's gone 16-8 for the Panthers.
Okay.
So that's a bit of an interesting one. Langers, you want to throw away yours, mate? What do you got?
I've gone Storm Panthers as well. Just as pretty sure everybody has gone Storm Panthers. I didn't do the scores. I thought we only had to do the scores for our one bet sort of thing. Off the cuff, we'll go Storm will win. It'll be will it be a high-scoring game? Fuck, you probably will. Probably will be. Let's go 32-22.
Ooh,
Wow, okay.
like it.
All right. What about the Panthers?
Panthers, so 32-22. Panthers will be 24-8.
Okay. All right. No worries. All right, Ringer, what are you doing?
Britto, I'm fucking livid at young Gronk because I've written down here ages ago when we were doing this, I went 24-16. So for the Storm to beat the Roosters, I think that's going to be a bit closer than what it should be. But one advantage is if they get 26 or above, I beat him. So that's the main thing. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty good game. One of them games where the Storm won't look threatened, but it'll get closer at the end. You know what I mean? But then I've got the Panthers and Sharks. I've got that at 38-12 to the Panthers. I think it might be tight for the first 30, maybe. And then I think the Panthers machine AI robots that they all are just keep hitting their KPIs, and they absolutely do a job on them in the second half. So, yeah, 38-12, mate, for the Panthers game.
Righto, well, yeah, shock horror. I've gone the exact same as you lads. In the tipping, I've gone Storm and Panthers. It is interesting how close some of our guesses are on the score, though, but I've gone 32-12 in the Storm game. I think, and I'm basing it off of that. The Sharks and the Roosters have already paid their final.
Yeah.
I think the Sharks, they had that monkey on their back about not beating or getting kicked out of the finals in straight sets. They've got that off, done. That's their emotions. Yeah. Trindle, Rudolph, and a few others played an absolute game of their lives, just maybe a week or two too early, sort of thing. So, 32-12. I think they get a couple in there, but I really think the Storm machine kind of just defend their way, and then they just take their chances when they can. Now the Panthers, I've gone a 38 to them, but I've gone 18. I think. Okay. I think I think they do sort of let a few go, and they just keep in that grind. But then the Cleary machine will just take over, and towards the end of the game might see a bit of a blowout. But again, I think the Gronk, he's gone the complete opposite. He's gone very low scoring on both things, and then that is very Panther-like. if you're in the Supercoach
very
world,
Gronk-like.
If you're in the Supercoach world, you know that you don't have a player coming up against the Panthers because they will just limit them to nothing. So I think that's pretty cool actually. How close we were there. Moving on to the women. A different gender. Same shit for me, though. Fucking Jesus. So, I got 2 out of a potential 5. And all you lads got 3. We all tipped the Sharkies, and they went down. That killed it. That killed it. That was the Tigers. I believe that was their 4th win for the franchise. The Dragons was their 3rd. And their first for this season. So it was good. It's good signs that the Tigers actually have a team that know how to win. Because they got the wooden spoon and so many other things.
R.I.P. Hammy.
Oh, mate. And then I threw it out there hoping that the Knights were going to get dusted, but Cows didn't stand up. And then we all back to Titans in a bit of a shock loss there as well to the Raiders. So what a fall from grace. I mean, I know, the men's Broncos gets a lot of shit, but the Titans are in the same boat. They literally went from grand final to, they didn't get last, but they certainly didn't look like they were going to fire a shot.
No.
So it is a bit tighter there, though. Langers and Ringer, you guys are still tied in wins, 5 apiece. Your average per round to finish off the season was 3.22 up against 3.11.
Yeah.
And then myself and the Gronk are tied at the bottom there with 3 wins apiece, and a pretty close average per round. Shit average per round, but we're pretty close. Doesn't matter if I beat him by a mile or what, but so we might do things a bit different with the girls. We might just do 13 plus or 1 to 12. We'll run it through like that. The Gronk's gone the Sharks.
What a piece of shit, eh?
What an arsehole.
He's
Salty bitch period's lasting a lot longer than fucking
Yeah,
I am interested in what colour of a jersey he wears for Origin. Because he certainly doesn't wear any kind of maroon when it comes to the state team. But anyway, so he's gone Sharks, he's gone 1 to 12. And he's also gone the Roosters 1 to 12.
Okay.
To knock out the Knights. So, and I'll throw mine out there real quick. I've gone Broncos 13 plus, and I've gone Roosters 13 plus. So I'll throw it to you, Ringer. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Britto. I'm definitely going Broncos 13 plus. I think we come over the top of them at the end. 32-16 for anyone that's playing along at home. Roosters and Knights, I think will be a fair bit closer. I've got that 1 to 12 to the Roosters. 22-16 for those playing at home.
All right, too easy. What about you, Langers, mate?
I've got the same as Ringer. I've got Broncos at 13 plus and the Roosters at 1 to 12. It's funny that you said 32-16, Ringer, because I've got them at 28-12.
Yeah, okay.
So
close. Yeah. We'll keep that, Tom, in case we've keep that, Britto, just in case we're the same, so we can eat some tiebreakers at the end of the year.
Yeah, copy that. All right, we'll move on to a bit of betting here. Absolutely miserable. Another one-leg fail. What do you know? We're the kings of it. If you're following along at home, thoroughbreds, take our bets, knock one leg off. You're in for a payday. But I kicked it off with a shocker in the NRLW, Dragons v Broncos. I got the Broncos head-to-head. I didn't get a Bree Clark, and I didn't get a Haley Maddock, which was a bit of a shock.
Surprising.
Yeah. Now, Langers, he absolutely swung for the rafters with this massive six-legger. He got two of them. He got a Ronaldo Mulatalo after he burnt him earlier in the season. So he scored him. He didn't get a Katoa, didn't get a Felt, didn't get a Talangi, but he did get a Val Holmes, and no over 45.5, which is
sort of fucked because obviously I wasn't going to get the bet anyway, but Katoa went over and then denied the try, and the total points were like 44. So if he scored, that would have got me 2 extra
eggs.
Would have got you closer than what you
going
were.
off, getting fucking his fetlock injured or whatever the fuck happened to him, and Murray just couldn't give a fuck really. So yeah, that's what happens.
That's it. Like I said, Gronk though, he nearly came through with the goods. Knights v Cowboys. Surprising enough, his fail was to Mika Upton.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, Yazzie went over.
Especially when we've been saying for the last however long, just put Tamika in your anytime try scorers. That's like your safest bet for the NRLW.
Yeah, Yazzie went over the first, I think she was, and then they obviously ran away and they got the over 40.5 total points. So, and then Ringo, you finished it up with a splendid little one here: Seagulls plus 10.5 line. Connor Watson.
Yeah, I thought that.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I thought 10.5 was going to give them a bit of a start. They got pumped by 40. So.
Connor Watson, the angry pirate, he didn't get over. Brooksy went down for his first ever defeat in the final series. But you did get... Which one of these did you get? I didn't actually check it. You got it was 2+, but it was Hopewadi, Young, and Tupu for 2+.
Yeah, 2+.
Yeah. So that was the one leg you did get. Surprisingly enough. But anyway, we move on, and hopefully we'll conquer something this week. We are now, just so everyone's aware, the bad beat. We're now $1,557.25 missing, thanks to one leg fails. So,
lovely.
Mate, it would have been a good Chrissy party. But anyway, going to have to cancel it for this year. So, for the bets this weekend, we've got the 2 NRLW games and we've got the 2 NRL games. Whoever had the NRLW last week gets the NRL this week. So I've got the Storm v Roosters. Gronk went the Panthers and the Sharks. For that, I went an Xavier Coates and a Joseph Manu with a Melbourne 13 plus, just for my bet here. And that's going to get me $17.75.
Good odds.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that Joseph Manu's at $4 for anyone.
Anytime.
For any time. And I just think in a team that is potentially going to lose, Manu would probably be the most likely to cross. So, and then the Gronk has gone a Nathan Cleary. He's gone the Chin anytime, and a Tej Wilton at $6.25 anytime.
He's heavy on this Wilton bet.
He's
throwing it up every time he gets a Sharks game.
And he's given the Sharks a start of 11.5. And that's getting him $32.
I was going to say
that one. Yeah, it's a bit of a spicy bet, that one. Broncos v Sharks ringer. That's you, mate.
Britto, we're going big and we're going home.
I expect nothing less.
Thank you. So overs, which is 38.5 at as of right now. I think I think we may score that many in this game. Melee anytime.
Yep.
Emma Tonegado anytime.
Yep.
Broncos 13 plus. And throw in my girl, Keely Joseph anytime.
Oh, she's going to get the duck.
Yeah, she bumped up.
All right, I've got to find that one. What's she playing? Good Lord, she's at $41. What? No, that's not right.
What? No.
Yeah, that's not right.
Are you in first try score?
I was looking at 2 plus.
Oh.
Wow.
I'll just throw it down for you. No, she's at $5.75. Oh, yeah. Jesus, ridiculous. This is a monster of a bet. And then what did you say? You want the overs?
Yeah, over 38.5.
Holy, $79.
Yeah, no, it's a big one.
5-legger. That's a glorious way to go.
Well, I'm sick of losing little ones by one leg, so let's get a big one. Just fucking shit the bed.
What are you doing this week, Lingers? You going a 7-legger or what?
I've gone a 3-legger because I've wound it in. Getting the 2 out of 6 last week sort of got me a little shy. So, but we'll see. We'll see what the odds are. If the odds are under $10, I'll add another leg to it.
Yeah,
but
copy.
I've just done the 3 anytimes, just a typical Langers route. Mia Wood, Isabel Kelly, and Tamika Upton.
Oh yeah, she's guaranteed this week.
Surely. So 3 of them, 12 done.
$12.50.
There you go.
Safest bet of the round.
There you go.
Surely.
That's easy money.
Easy money. And then what do we get for the? We actually still we've put less legs on, and we've still got to put. Good Lord, you guys are shocking. $1.07.
Love that.
If you smack all them together, you will get $953,530 on the button.
Just enough.
Got a little Chrissy present anyway.
Yeah, that's it. All right, sweet. Well, that's all wrapped up. Follow that if you're at your own peril, thoroughbreds.
Yeah.
Okay, we're finished for this week. It was a good show. Head over to our socials: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube. Give us a like, give us a follow, a comment, subscribe, slide into the old DMs, send us a message, tell us what you reckon, bet responsibly, be a contributor to society, stay out of one another unless it's consensual, and we'll gallop off into the weekend. Go Broncos.
Go Bronx.
Thanks, Thoroughbreds.